you, Jeff. So they didn't expect that. Thank you, Jeff. I should have you do my introductions all the time. Wow, great to be here working with you. A couple of things I thought about clarifying in the introduction, but I don't think I will. I think this hour we spend together will go by quickly. As Jeff mentioned, I've been doing this for quite a while. I've been doing this now for 41 years. And I began public speaking at the age of 9, not out of desire, but it was out of necessity. You see, when I grew up on that hog and dairy farm in southern Minnesota, I was the youngest of 4 sons, no sisters. And I grew up in a position-centered family, not a person-centered family where everyone would have an equal say or an equal vote. There was a true hierarchy in the family where my dad had the most authority, then my mom, and then it went from oldest to youngest, and I was the youngest. So what would happen around the dining room table is my dad would say something, then my mom would say something, then Cabot, Kelly, Corey, and then they changed the subject. And I always had a terrible time getting into the conversation. But in 4-H, I could get up in front of a club once a month and give a 5 or 10-minute speech without interruption. And, well, really haven't stopped since. 6 things we need to put in place to be most effective on a daily basis. Now, they're in no particular order. This is just the order I remember them the easiest. Take a look at that first one. Consistently appear warm and friendly. If we popped up, went down to that back door, looked into the hallway, and all we did for the next few minutes is watch people walk by, how could we determine whether or not they appeared warm and friendly? What gives those people away? Yeah, their body language, something about their posture and their gait and gestures. If we're all standing there looking out that door, what do they do when they walk by? Yeah, they look in rather than avoid eye contact. They'll smile if they recognize it, psst, whisper and wave. What's the out-of-pocket expense of appearing warm and friendly? Nothing. And it's free. I have no idea what it costs us if we're not. It's one of the 6 criteria of being credible as a human being. Key is consistently. Because I don't know if you've ever worked with difficult people, but let's say you show up to work on Monday all warm and friendly. What do difficult people think? Huh? Yeah, you're faking it. What do you want? Or what are you up to? Did you go to one of those motivational speakers or something? Right? But let's say you have been consistently warm and friendly. One day next week you go straight to work, straight to task, no friendly chit-chat with anybody. Ooh, what do difficult people think now? What a grump, grouch. I bet they had a fight with their spouse. I bet it's their teenager. They'll just make it up. So the key is to be consistently warm and friendly. It's not that you walk in every day high-fiving and backslapping, saying how great it is to work together every day. But nobody worries who showed up today, the happy person or the unhappy person. Then you express your intentions and motives. I'll call you at 10 o'clock. I'll stop at 3 o'clock. And you do that. You follow through. And you know what you're doing to the point in certain areas of your career. You've developed relevant expertise. When people have a question about something, about that, they seek you out for the answers rather than wasting their time talking to anybody else. And then the last on the list is dynamism. And dynamism is natural enthusiasm. Dynamism isn't that you're doing calisthenics and jumping jacks in between phone calls or meetings, but dynamism is when you walk in a room, the lights get a little bit brighter rather than a little bit dimmer. When you come to work, people are happy to see you rather than resenting the fact you showed up again today. So these are the final comments I'd like to make, and then we'll get on to the breakout sessions. In 1 minute, I can change my attitude. In that minute, change my entire day. Well, I've timed it. It only takes 1 minute to read 1 page of my handout, so I've given you 23 days of homework. So tomorrow I'd like you to flip over that cover page and just look at that back page, read that page. It'll only take a minute, and then throw it on the other side of the seat. Next day you read the next page, and then flip it over the next day when you come back to work on Tuesday. Look at that. But I want you to read just a page a day for the next 23 days or so, and I have a hunch it'll change the response rather than how you react. And the bottom line when it comes to difficult situations and difficult people, keep this in mind. If I was an actor, I get paid to play a role. Guess what? At work, we get paid to play a role. Let's say that I didn't give speeches and seminars for a living, but let's say I was an actor and this was a Shakespearean play and I'm an actor in the play and you paid $50 a ticket for your seat. But I don't want to do it today. I don't want to put on the little booties. I don't want to put on the tights. I don't want to put on the frilly shirt. I don't want to bound across stage. You got $50 tied up in your ticket and I'm on stage doing this. To be or not to be, that's the question. Where art thou? Would you feel like you got your money's worth? No, you demand your money back. If I was an actor, I get paid to play a role. Guess what? At work, you get paid to play a role. You know all the characters. Just giving you all your lines, giving you all your stage directions. Now go play your part.